Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. Matt right here speaking in the Ford Raptor, the almighty one. This is one of the best vehicles out there from Ford. This is performance oriented. This is the kind of machine that I like to test and push to the limit. And they acquire a lot of their technology with all those races out there, those Badger runs. Look at Bryce Minzy going with that Ford Raptor. This is impressive. Even the EcoBoost technology has been there in the racing scene for a long time, so this is no wonder that we get it this year in the Ford Raptor. So the previous engine was good for 411 horsepower and 434 pound-feet of torque. This was a big V8 6.2 liter. I'm kind of missing the sound of that great engine right now. I also love that when you've got a V8, you just step on it and it's instant power. But they made the switch with that high output 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine, double turbo, 18 psi of pure boost, and you've got major modification made to that engine. Cooling is going to be really important because you've got the piston that will work hard in this one. The revolution, the red line is near 7,000 RPM, and you've got injection, port, and direct to combine maximum performance. Double fan for cooling, and you've got a larger radiator. And with that double exhaust system, well, a lot of air comes in and a lot of air comes out. It's gonna be good for 450 horsepower, not too bad. But where it shines, the pound-feet of torque, 510. Wow, this is really impressive. You've got a new transmission this year also, it's the 10-speed, and you've got those paddle shift, magnesium, really sharp, but here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a lot of hit on the paddle shift, to shift gears. So when you're going to be into manual though, get ready. And you've got a towing mode also included that you can press the button right here on the side, and you can even switch the lever to manual position, and you've got a manual button on the side also. Specifications are impressive because with 10 gears, you could see that this transmission will be big and really heavy. But right now it's only 25 millimeters longer when you compare it to a 6-speed transmission. I don't know, it's a Tonka right now. You want the best reliability. Will it be able to stand over time? I don't know, but usually when it comes to race and performance stuff, I like to keep it as simple as possible. So when you've got a race truck, you need also 4-wheel drive. You've got the 4-wheel drive torque on demand system from Ford. You've got the transfer case. It's a mix of 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive in some kind of way. You can lock the wheels, but also it's going to be able to send the power where it needed the most, in front, in the rear, or name it. When it comes to road handling, this is a unique chassis made for the Raptor. Made of high-strength steel and aluminum, they've been able to save around 500 pounds of weight when you compare it to the previous version. It's 5% more aerodynamic because of the front fender, and remember, a truck is always going to remain a truck. It's going to be hard to change the shape of it. It's not really aerodynamics over time, but still the front fender, the active grille, the geometry of the vehicle, and even the shield have been improved to give you the best fuel economy possible if it's a thing that you like in a performance vehicle. Not really in some kind of way, but it's always cool to have. You've got also a terrain management system, which is going to change the reactivity of the gas pedal, transmission shift, transmission braking power, traction control, ABS, stability, advanced track, name it, it's going to play on a lot of factors. You've got the normal mode, which is going to be for regular day driving. If fuel economy is your thing, well, this is going to be the most fuel efficient mode that you can choose. You can use it in 2-wheel drive, in 4-wheel drive auto, and 4-wheel drive lock. Still, it takes some time to react when you accelerate from this mode. Sometimes the transmission will search the gear, so why not go already for sports mode, which is really great for performance on the road. And you're gonna see that the acceleration are gonna be way better with this one. You've got a weather temperature mode in some kind of way where you have a wet terrain, a rain, ice, snow, name it. This is going to be just like an all-wheel drive mode in some kind of way. The computer will shift into 4A, so when it's going to need it, it's going to send power to the front wheels. And also the gas pedal is going to be a little bit less reactive. The advanced track system is going to be way more aggressive on this one. You've got the mud and sand settings. Right now it's going to be 4-wheel drive high. This is going to be the lock setting with the rear locker also enabled. And by the way, if you want to turn it on or off, you can press the button right here so you can have maximum traction. In the mud, you don't want to get stuck, so you just floor it and you're going to have great reaction. My favorite mode is probably the beige one. If you want to go fast in the desert, or if you have a dirt road ahead of you and you want maximum potential and reaction, switch into that setting. You will have an anti-lag technology that you will feel. So as soon as you release the gas pedal, you re-accelerate, just to replace the truck in a corner. You won't feel the lag. It's going to be always ready. Revolution's going to stay really high. So this is going to be an impressive mode to get the most performance out of your truck. If rock crawling and technical stuff is more your thing, well, switch into rock mode. You're going to be able to go rock climbing into the low setting mode, and you're going to have the camera also giving you information about the rock in front of you. So this is awesome, once again, to have such different mode that you can select and personalize your kind of driving. Even if it's the computer that select the wheel engagement for you in a certain mode, you can sometimes change that. If you want to remove the locker in certain condition, you can do, but you cannot enable it in 2-wheel drive mode. You have to note when you're going to go off-road that this vehicle has 2 inches more ground clearance when you compare it to the older version. Approach angle 30 degrees, breakover 22 degrees, and departure angle 23. So this is really impressive what you can do. Let's talk about acceleration. Well, it depends on what mode you are on. The first 0-100 that we did with the Raptor, we were in normal mode, 4-wheel drive. It doesn't feel as quick as when you put it into sports mode or Badger mode. This is going to be the maximum reactivity. You're going to see that this truck is really fast. Use the proper gas also, don't forget that. And when you test them at the sea level, you're going to see that it's much more reactive than when you go into the mountains though. So acceleration are really great in 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive, also in the sport setting, and the traction control is going to do an impressive job to keep a maximum power. The only downside though is that with more than 500 pound-foot of torque, when you're going to accelerate on wet surface, on grass, on ice, on snow, if you're in 2-wheel drive mode, you're going to see that the system will have a hard time to cope on with your acceleration. And sometime in normal mode, you have to wait for the truck to react. It's going to change 1 gear, 2 gears, 3 gears. And that's where you see that the 10-speed might not be as fast as a regular 6-speed though. But still, as soon as the turbo will spool, there you go, you're going to be gone fast. The brake feels heavy in some kind of way. When you press on it, you've got that suspension movement also. The nose is going to come down, and when you accelerate, it's going to come out. When you approach a turn, you don't exactly know with the brakes when there's going to be a wheel lockup, or just when you're right there on the maximum grip of the tires. And also, the choice of the tire and the suspension combined probably influence in some kind of way the braking distances, because they feel really longer when you compare it to the previous version though. So braking might need a little bit of adjustment over the time for this truck. The direction, not too bad. You've got 3 different modes that you can choose from. The normal, the sport, the comfort mode. It's acceptable. And a thing that I like though is when you're going to be off-road, you don't get those nasty kicks. When you're into some rocks, sometimes the steering want to go in some way, you want to go the other way. And it's really light. It's perfect for off-road, but a little bit too light for everyday driving if you set it on comfort mode. The suspension, well, just take a look at Bryceman's Zigo in Badger competition. You're gonna see a lot of them are using Fox shock. Fox Racing shock, please. And they've changed size for this year. They're even bigger, 44% larger, 3 inches diameter, and you've got more travel than ever. In front, 13 inches, in the rear, 13.9. So think about lifting the truck when you've got a flat. You really need the perfect equipment so that you will be able to get the wheels off the ground. So it's not that well balanced though when you're going to be in everyday driving. The suspension movement, let's say that you had a big lunch and you have a long road to do, sometime will probably play on you. But when it's going to come to jump and off-road racing, this is just amazing what the suspension is going to be able to do. So let's talk about comfort. Well, comfort is great, even though the seat would need more lateral support though. Everything is accessible. Maybe the climate button are kind of in the way of the shifter. But in the rear also, if you're bringing some friends along, be sure that they buckle up because they're gonna move and slide back there if it's moving a lot around. So comfort is not really bad, but this is really in off-road territory that you can feel the maximum comfort of that suspension. Temperature, you need to adjust it a lot. I don't know, probably because of that big sunroof opening out there, but I'm always changing different temperature to get comfortable. Fuel consumption, well, if you bought this truck to get the best fuel consumption out there and want to compare that with your friends, forget it. When you've got a performance machine, you don't care about the price of gas or the fuel consumption. This truck could do 20 liters per 100 and I would still be happy with it. But hey, let's look at the number. 15.6 into town, 13.2 on the highway, 98 liters capacity, and use premium fuel in that performance machine. What we were able to do? Nah, forget that. We had too much fun. I cannot give you the numbers. We're close to 17. Still, it's not that bad. But you know, when you got more than 500 pound-foot of torque under your feet, you want to accelerate every time and get into the deep stuff. And that's what I like about this truck, is that it's going to be always there to roll the dirt away. And man, this is an amazing machine. So too bad fuel consumption, we're not going to talk about you. Security, well, it's always needed when you're going to go off-road, when you're going to go also on the road. So you've got great protection plate under the vehicle. You've got a blind spot monitor that will be really effective, because even if you add a trailer in the back of it, well, guess what? You're going to be able to cover the side. So if there's a car on the side of your trailer, the system will detect it. You can enter the trailer length right there in the computer, and the system will be like your eyes on the side of your trailer. And by the way, that truck can tow, yes, but this is not the kind of truck that you buy for working every day. You know, with that performance suspension out there, this is not the kind of truck that you want to put a lot of weight in the bed. You're going to see the movement probably. And I don't know, this is just for pure fun. So still you can tow a trailer, still you can bring ATVs along, but if it's a truck that you need to work with every day, it might not be the best choice though. So when it comes to other security feature, well, you've got the rain detector for the wipers, you've got a lane assist system, and you have collision warning system. Also, you're gonna hear the sound, you're gonna see the LED if you're gonna come near to have a collision with another car in front of you. One of the best features, probably the trailer backup system. You enter everything that you need. You put the stickers on your trailer. Too bad I didn't have the stickers to try it, but still you can do some awesome maneuvers. And I think this is a way for a driver with less experience to feel more secure also in its maneuvers out there. So when it's configured, it's just awesome to have it. You've got an optional security feature, the inflatable belts in the rear. I don't know why they didn't put that standard when you check the price of that truck. And you've got to know that optional is the brake controller system for your trailer. And you've got a great alarm system that you could need to use. Let's say that you leave your Raptor in a big city out there, because this truck is attracting a lot of attention. So there you go. I really like the Ford Raptor. This is an awesome truck. You know, I'm a truck guy. I like performance out there. I like to enjoy all those big runs in the desert, off-roading, rock crawling. I like technical stuff. What is your favorite off-roading? Do you prefer rock, mud? I don't like to clean them when they get back from the mud pit. Anyway, feel free to comment that in the section down there below. Don't forget to do a thumbs up because you like that video, and subscribe to Car Question, and why not share our great video with your friends. You're gonna see we have more coming for you guys, the passionate about cars. Take care.